Hello everyone, so this video is basically me still a little bit sickly even though this is 9 days into feeling sick. Just trying to get something good done that I've been meaning to do for a long time. So I thought I would just put my camera on a tripod and we would do this vlog style and just see what comes out of it. I've got a big fruit bowl that I plan on filling with makeup that I don't use much. I don't have a mammoth collection by YouTube standards. You can see I don't have any extra storage units. All of my makeup fits on top of and within a couple of drawers of this vanity. But nonetheless, because I wear mostly neutral makeup to work every day, I don't use most of it and I know what my favorites are. So I thought I would go ahead and point out what my favorites are and least favorites, and we'll just kind of go through a big declutter, which is much overdue. And the timing is perfect because I'm about to move. So we'll do this together. I hope you get something out of it and this video is somewhat useful. It's a pretty casual one. Part of the impetus for doing this video is a lovely email I got from a girl called Jen at the University of Michigan. She and a few friends founded a cosmetology club and they tell me that they are equipped to sanitize makeup. So most places don't accept used makeup and you basically have to throw it away, which is really sad because most of the products I have are quite high quality, they were expensive, and they're still in good condition and, you know, pretty full as well. So she tells me that they will be able... Oh, are you gonna help Fufu? You wanna say hi? Say hi. Come say hi. Yes. See, I think he's kind of mad because normally my videos face the other way and he can be in the background, but unless you sit on the vanity, you're not going to be in this one. I think when you do a declutter, it's nice to have a goal. So my goal, if I have one, is to get rid of this old file little unit from Pier 1. It's very dusty and gross and covered in makeup, and I just feel like in the new place it would look more minimal and chic to be able to have this top part just have brushes rather than this kind of thing which doesn't even really fit well. So I'm going to try and create enough space in the drawers to be able to put all of my makeup palettes in there. Those are mostly eyeshadows, so we'll see which ones I love and which ones I don't. I'm just going to crack this one open and you can see this one was originally meant to be all lipsticks, but as it goes with makeup, other things have ended up in there too. I'm also going to pull out my little garbage can here because some things are just too old to be donated. So this Vichy Foundation is one of those. I've had that for several years. And then I'm just going to make a little pile over here of things that I do want to keep. And I still really love this blush palette from Hourglass. I really like those when I want a bit more of an illuminated cheek. Those are great. I can never get rid of YSL Rouge Pure Couture. So this is a color 09. The color 04 is my all-time favorite. It's a bit more red. This one's a bit more pink, but it's still great. These are probably my all-time favorite lipstick line. And I do want to keep my two Tom Fords as well. But then in here you can see there's some others that I haven't used forever. So this is Bite Rioja, which is a little bit bright on my fair skin. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I've got a CoverGirl one. What's this? Some Marc Jacobs. A YSL. I don't love these. What are they called? They're like a stain kind of product. But I find the color goes a bit funny on the lips after a while. And then I've just got some MAC lipsticks as well, so we'll sort through those. I've got Syrup, which I really like. Hot Tahiti, I forget what this one looks like. Oh, this looks pretty. See, the nice thing about doing a makeup declutter is you can kind of rediscover some things. Look how great that color is. It's just like a beautiful brick red. Really easy to wear. Completely forgot about it. And then I've got some... Oh, this is too old. I think this is MAC Viva Glam Cindy. Do you guys remember when this collection came out? Lady Gaga also had another one that was contemporary with this one, and it's just too old, so I'm going to toss it. And then I've got Viva Glam 5, which I actually want to repurchase. It's one of my all-time favorite lipsticks, but you can see from the whiteness around the tube here, around the bullet, that it's also gone bad, so have to repurchase that one. It can be a little treat to myself. And let's just keep going. So I've got a Glossomer from Chanel, I'll probably keep that. I've got MAC Impassioned Bright Watermelon, keep that for summer, I really like that. One of my all-time favorite cheapies, NYX Tiramisu, so good, so creamy, perfect nude color, so Instagram worthy, you have to have it. I've got an old Bare Minerals gloss. I don't really love these, they're a little bit sticky for me, so I'll give away this one. So we've made some progress. I'm going to toss this old Revlon concealer and keep this NARS concealer. This is the color Chantilly. These are the famous Radiant Creamy Concealers. I'm going to try using this again. When I originally purchased it, I found it a bit cakey, but we'll see if I still think that or not. And what do we have back here? Oh, we have an old tinted moisturizer that's 3 years old. I really disliked this product. This is from Amazing Cosmetics. It's one of those super pigmented concealers. Very hard to work with unless you're a professional. Not really suitable for every day in my opinion. And then I've got a really old Urban Decay Basics palette. It's a little matte palette, but I find I don't reach for it over others. It's a little bit on the chalky side compared to my very favorite, all-time favorite palette. Probably this is the Tom Ford Coco Mirage. I got a weird amount of criticism for buying this because it is pricey when I purchased it about 2 years ago, but it's my most used palette ever and I hardly ever reach for anything else over it. So I just found some blotting papers. So sometimes it's nice you find some forgotten treasures, which is always fun. And then I've just got so many more lip glosses. This is a really good one though that I am keeping. This is the color Bunny from Buxom. It's like the perfect light peach that's not, it's just very alive looking and pretty. And then what else do I have here? This is too old, too old, too old. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember the days of the Revlon Color Burst lipsticks? These were so popular. They were just so hyped up, and honestly, I've always felt like they just weren't that great. I've got a lot of red lipsticks that I hardly ever wear, so I'm going to give away a few of them. This is Lime Crime, which is especially bright. And although I love YSL in general, my favorite products are definitely the Rouge Pure Coutures and then the Tintin Oils. Let's see if I can find one. I just used it this morning. This is what I'm wearing on my lips right now. So I love those, but these ones, which are the Voluptés, are not my favorite. I find that they tend to just cake a little bit, and the colors aren't my favorite either, so I'm going to give this one away. Cream Sheen and Hang Up. This is just the kind of color that I find really hard to wear. It's really dark, but it's also sheer, so I'm going to give this one away. This is just a little sample. Get rid of that. These are good. This is a Laura Mercier Caviar Stick. I don't know why it ended up with lipsticks. Nice perk of also decluttering is that you find things that don't belong in certain categories, and so you forget about them and then you can rediscover them. Got a really old Clinique and I get rid of that. And oh, I love these. These are now available in North America. This is Vaseline Rosy Lips, but it's the English packaging. Favorite when I was at university. I used to use that all the time. I've got a nice Revlon here. This is a nice color, Pink in the Afternoon. See, my little fruit bowl is starting, or big fruit bowl is starting to fill up, so we know we're doing well. We're on to drawer number 2. Things are looking crazy, but I think with decluttering, it always has to look worse before it can get better. So this is all face products. There's a lot of blushes in here because they're favorite kind of impulse buy of mine. So let's see if there's anything amazing here that I've neglected or things that I don't think I want to hold on to. I've got a Luminous Light Powder from Hourglass here. Love anything Hourglass, not getting rid of that. This Too Faced powder is really pretty. It's the Sweethearts. Very subtle, but very, very pretty and easy to wear. Probably my second favorite blush of all time now. This is the Tarte Exposed. My favorite blush that I've been getting a lot of questions about what I'm wearing on my cheeks. And I think this isn't a makeup tutorial, but this is what I wear in every video for the last 6 months. This is Tom Ford Frantic Pink, and the reason I love it so much over anything else is because in any crappy light it looks good and it never looks like too much. So it's a perfect subtle wear to work blush. One thing that took me a long time to figure out is that orangey colors like this just really don't look right on me. So this is MAC Stereo Rose. It was a limited edition, I think, mineralized, so it's worth giving away. Got Benefits Coralista. I do kind of rediscover that one once in a while. Laura Mercier Mineral Powder. This is probably the only loose powder. Oh my gosh. Loose powders are a nightmare. I wish that they made this one in pressed form, but I don't think they make this exact formulation in pressed form. When I really feel like my skin is not good though, it just fixes all manner of sins, so I have to keep it, but I still am annoyed by it. My Becca Champagne Pop, definitely keeping this. Highlighters are my fave. And this. Oh, one of my all-time favorite blushes when you feel like you want a little bit more of like a noticeable flush is Dior Rosy Glow. It's so pretty on the skin. It looks good on everyone. It's just a really happy pink. So that's definitely like my top 5 blushes of all time. Lots of loose single eyeshadows that I just don't really ever use. Photo Finish Primer. I'm gonna get rid of this and give it away, and same with this HD powder. These are both pricey products that I feel like aren't really worth the hype, but really like these Makeup Forever Aqua Creams, but you can see this is dry now. It's separated from the edges, so that's something that if I decide I still want, I'm going to have to repurchase. They are great if you're into cream shadows. Unfortunately, those just aren't something that I reach for regularly, so I've had to learn the lesson not to buy too many because then I just never really get much use out of them before they go bad. Alright, so you can see I've made pretty good progress. Both drawers are empty. This is going to be given away. I've got some products in the garbage as well, and over here in this little section is everything that I'm keeping. So it should probably about fill one drawer and then give us some room to play with, but I'm going to organize that into the drawers first. I'll see sort of what I can make work in terms of organization, and then I'll see you guys when that's done, and we'll get to the fun part, which is the eyeshadow palettes, and I'll also show you what my current favorites are that I reach for every day. So these are actually sunglass and jewelry boxes, and they work so well for organizing drawers because they help to compartmentalize everything. They're not as flimsy and bendy as a plastic, which doesn't really contain things well because of the holes in it anyway. And I think it just looks quite nice and visually pleasing to have these little trays in the drawer, and it also creates different spaces where you can't fit another tray. This in itself is a little kind of compartmentalization in between that could fit lots of lipsticks or things like that. So that's really my favorite way of organizing a drawer. I've got an EQ3 kitchen utensil holder that I use as a brush holder. Love that, so it's substantial and just luxe. I've got a little Nest candle holder that I cleaned out, and this is actually a bathroom kind of toothbrush holder. I really like the metallic kind of art deco simplicity of it, and it is from West Elm. So I still have to clean all this out. This is all my brushes and kind of longer products like eyeliner and so forth. And then I've still got my favorites that are just lying around waiting to find a home. So let's finish this off. Urban Decay palette. Love these. Really love the long ones. The Naked 3 and Naked 1, which lives at Joe's. One of the many reasons why I needed to do this as well is because I do have a small amount of makeup that lives at Joe's place. I've got this Too Faced matte eyeshadow palette. I just rarely use this, so I think this one is going to go into the donation pile. I've got a Kat Von D matte palette, which I do prefer over the Too Faced one, so I'm going to keep this one. The Urban Decay Naked 2, and I think I'm going to give this one away because I just don't use it as much as the other two. I've got an Inglot eyeshadow palette that I put together myself. I really love this. And a palette that I really highly recommend for you neutral girls out there like me. If you find that some matte shadows are really chalky and hard to use and they don't quite look right, then the Becca ones could be the solution to that problem. They're really excellent. I can't decide between the Tom Ford and the Becca which I prefer. I think the texture of Tom Ford is still just a little bit better, but the Becca colors are just excellent. So those are like two holy grail favorites for me for every day. They just save my life in the morning. Just wanted to show you overall what the vanity looks like because I'm so happy with it. I love this Conair mirror. I'm going to bring this down to sit here, and then everything is just so clear. I did this whole marble contact paper thing, so it just cleans really well. And then it's got a nice lift here where everything can just sit on top. And what you see here is everything that I use on the daily and all of my tools. So I'll go through and show you close up what those are because you might be curious about my current favorites, the ones that make the cut to be on display. It's a small portion of my overall makeup, but having everything organized within the drawers will allow me to switch that up once in a while, which I badly need to do. So over here I've got tools. I've got hair clips, spare contact lenses, hair elastics, and pencil sharpeners. Over here I have a drawer full of lip balms. You can see in this drawer I've got all of my eyeshadow palettes here that I showed you before that were in that file organizer. This is just so much neater. I'm just so happy to have this stack, which are all of my favorites. And then over here, you might be surprised given my love of lip products. These are all the lip products that I own and love. I have all of my favorite lipsticks. So these are the MAC ones that I really like, Bite, Tom Ford, and YSL Rouge Pur. I do want to get a few more of these colors because I love the line so much. Such a nice fit for this drawer. You can see there's room here at the back as well, which is always nice to have. Here I have the second drawer, which is blush, highlight, spare moisturizer. I did tuck all the single eyeshadows here at the back. I think what I'm going to end up having to do is to either depot those and then add them to a palette because that's just my preference, or just start using them a little bit more. Let me show you what I use every day. So I've got my commodity book fragrance. This is my everyday perfume, Love. And then this little plate is not ideal. I think I'd rather have a little box or something, but it's what I could find in a pinch and we'll improve on it after the move. But I've got my everyday eye cream. I've got highlighter. This is the cream highlighter from Becca. I absolutely adore this. This is not in a makeup tutorial because I purchased it after I filmed anything recent, but I have to say this is the color Moonstone and it just looks so gorgeous on the cheeks. I love this. Got a Bobbi Brown highlighter here that I set the Becca one with, which I really love. And then I've got two eyeshadows because you can see I've got my matte palettes right here, but I often feel like around the inner eye corner I need a little bit extra shimmer and prettiness. So I've got one that's warm toned, this is Steela's Kitten, and one that's cool toned, and this is NARS Original. And you can see what that looks like. It's really gorgeous. And then over here I've got my eyeshadow brushes. I did tuck the makeup palettes, eyeshadow palettes into here. I've got lots of pencils and liquid liners, but these are the smaller things that I reach for every day, and they just work so well in this little candle votive. I've got my face moisturizer from Rock. You probably saw this in my skin routine. My Clinique BB cream and Hourglass primer. Favorite mascara, I feel like I have not talked about this a lot. It does require an oil remover, but this is Maybelline The Rocket. It's amazing. It looks like false lashes. It's so volumizing. NARS primer. This is just the everyday under eye concealer that I use for work. It's the MAC Prep and Prime in Radiant Rose. It's so pretty and easy and it doesn't crease. Tom Ford eyebrow pencil is a must-have for me. And so that is what my vanity looks like now, and I'm so pleased with how it all came together. But this is the pile that I will be donating and sending off to the University of Michigan. I'm going to go through one more sort through to make sure everything's still good in there. But I'm just so happy to have done this. I feel lighter already, and I feel like this will definitely cut down on how long it takes me to get ready every day. And so I hope that you guys found this video interesting. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!